just that. I am your buddy Josh Johnson. Welcome in. Let's talk about it. So first things first, it's a comfortable day. It's only 10:30, and look at these temperatures. Alex City's at 44, Clanton's still at 37, Deatsville's up to 45 now. Montgomery is at 41. So we're trending up, right? I know these are still chilly numbers, but we're trending in the right direction, which the trend is our friend. We like that sort of thing. Now, what happens next? Quick answer is this. Check this out. So this is the latest run of the GFS. You've got a little weak area of low pressure up near Owensboro, Kentucky. Owensboro, Kentucky. Let's try that one again. Then we've got that thing moves towards us, and some rain arrives. This is valid at 6 o'clock this evening. You've got a big batch of showers, and what I'll do here since this is short range, we have better models than the GFS that we can use. We'll dive into the latest run of the high-res rapid refresh, and I'll go into the local button. And now you're going to be able to see a lot more stuff, and I like that. That's good for me and for you, right? So here's what happens. This is valid at 6 o'clock this evening. Showers overspreading Alex City, Rockford, Weogufka, Clanton, Marion, Uniontown, and Demopolis. So some rain arrives right around sunset in some of those northern and northwestern counties of central Alabama. This doesn't last long, though. Then it moves on in. For Montgomery and surrounding areas, I think the rain begins between, we'll say, 7:30 and 9 o'clock tonight. It will begin faster than that north and west of Montgomery, slower than that south and east. This is just a batch of showers. This is a Goldilocks system. It's not too warm. It's not too cold. It's perfect. Yeah, right. It's not cold enough for winter weather. It's not warm enough for severe weather. This one right down the middle of the fairway, unlike every golf shot I ever hit. So this is Wednesday morning now. We fast forwarded a bit. This is 6 o'clock. And yeah, I think it's still a wet drive to work and school for a lot of you. I know we, in Autauga County, we have a random off day on Wednesday. I probably should know why that's the case, but it's all I can do to know when the kids are in school and out of school, so I'll call that a win and move on. But a leftover drive, if you're out driving, a leftover shower, if you're out driving early Wednesday morning. So some rain around there. By 10 a.m., it's south of a line from about Opelika to Andalusia. By noon, it's down in the Wiregrass, and not long after that, it's long gone. Now, though, we do need to talk about it turning a little colder in the midst of all of this. So this is Wednesday afternoon, right? Today we're in the mid-60s, remember. Tomorrow, temperatures actually may go the wrong direction a little bit. The model hints at that. Look, we're in the low 60s at 6 o'clock this evening when the rain begins. We drop into the 50s, and then look at this. 9 a.m., Montgomery is at 54. By 2 p.m., it's at 48, and there's a pretty stout northwest breeze, too. So a quick hit of cold air Wednesday afternoon through Friday morning. Sounds like a lot of time. It's really not. But Wednesday afternoon, we drop through the 40s. And by the time you are waking up on Thursday morning, many of us were below freezing. This is upper 20s and low 30s around the state. This is valid at 6 a.m. on Thursday, the map that you see here. Now, this is not pipe bursting cold. There is no need to drip any of your faucets at any point in the next 7 days at minimum, maybe longer than that. So that's sort of the short range flavor to this thing. It rains Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning, and then it turns colder. Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday morning. Pardon me. Then we have a pretty big, nice warm up ahead. After that, let me show you. This is the 12Z run. That's 6 a.m. Central Standard Time run of the GFS. And I'll go back to kind of the, we'll do a regional view. You'll get a little more detail on that, which I like. It's good for me. It's good for you. It's good for everybody. So there are temperatures, but what I want to show you kind of the overall pattern here. So that's a classic cold air advection pattern for Tuesday morning. Anytime you see these solid black lines, those are isobars. When those run perpendicular to these height lines, those are the dashed blue ones. When those are perpendicular close to it, that means air is advecting. Air is moving. It's going to be windy, and depending on where the wind is blowing from, it's either going to turn warmer or colder. In this case, it's colder. So that is valid. Let's see here. That's valid 6 o'clock Thursday morning. Let's go that. I like that better. Bigger's better, right? Easier to see, huh? Okay, so then let's fast forward. We warm up a bit. By Friday, you'll notice red dash lines instead of blue. Translation, warmer air. Then we get to the weekend. The weekend looks great. This is Saturday morning. Warm air advection. It's not that cold in the morning. And by afternoon, we are in the upper 50s and low 60s, maybe low to mid 60s in spots. Same thing on Sunday. Same thing on Monday. And then a lengthy stretch of warm weather takes hold across most of the eastern half of the country. This is now out a week from now. And we still haven't had any more rain by this point. Now, there is some evidence out towards the end of next week. Now, remember, we're getting out 10 days from now, but this would be out towards February the 12th and 13th of another shot of rain and thunderstorms. Doesn't look like a big severe weather setup. Doesn't look like a winter weather setup. Honestly, it looks like just what the doctor ordered for a drought-stricken state. We need the rain, and I think we will get it. There's pretty good agreement in that. And again, remember, I'd love it. We ought to start finishing each other's sentences. What are the two things that we look for when we're forecasting long-range weather? What are those two things? I know we've got some Facebook Live viewers. We'll give them a chance to comment on this before we answer the question, which the answer is consistency and agreement. We've got to have consistency and agreement. Consistency means, is this model saying the same thing over and over and over? Like if you ask me the same question once every 6 hours, if I gave you the same answer every 6 hours, that means more confidence, right? You believe what I'm saying. If I'm telling you yes and then no and then maybe every 6 hours when you ask me the same question over and over, you're going to think, hey, he doesn't know what he's talking about, right? So consistency. Is that computer saying the same thing over and over? Agreement. Is that computer saying the same thing as the other computers? If you went and you found 5 of us and you ask us the same question every 6 hours, if we're all saying the same answer, you're more likely to believe that answer, right? So are we. So that's how kind of just a very Cliff's Notes version of how computer modeling and confidence and long-range forecast work, right? You got to have that consistency and that agreement. Those things are huge. Okay, so this is the latest run of the euro, and it's only out. This is the 6Z run, so it only goes out to 144. But I'll walk you through it because we actually have outstanding consistency and agreement. Rain arrives late tonight. It lingers into early Wednesday. By noon Wednesday, it's gone. Quick little trough digs in right there, and that means pretty cold weather. Thursday night. It'll start Wednesday. Wednesday afternoon, the temperature drops. It's windy, it's raw, it's cold. Little backside shortwave there. Yes, that would be a great band name, backside shortwave. Bring some snow up into the central Appalachians. That's not really an effector for us. Stupid cold, by the way. If you have travel plans into this weekend, up into New England, it's going to stay really, really cold up there. This is valid at midnight Saturday night. New York City's in the deep freeze. Then for us, whole lot of nothing for a pretty long time. As far as drought is concerned, we still have quite a bit of drought, unfortunately. This is we need more rain. We have had some rain lately. That has helped, but the overall setup, a lot of the heaviest rain was up in North Alabama. So the latest drought map for us, quite frankly, is there some improvement? Yeah, but it's just not nearly the improvement that you need to see. That's the, let's take that full screen so that you can see it all. That is the U.S. Drought Monitor map right there for the state of Alabama. And you'll note here a large area of severe drought, really all the way from Valley and Lynette to, we'll say, Wetumpka, not quite Wetumpka, Redland, Pike Road, Southern Lowndes, and then south from there, the Wiregrass, Bone Dry. And then we've got this area of extreme drought. That's the D3, level 3, into parts of Lee, Macon, and Russell. So we sorely need some rain. My suspicion is the areas up here that don't really need that much rain are going to get more than these will down here. But at this point, beggars, choosers, that whole thing, we can't really be terribly picky. So we won't, right? We'll just sort of take whatever is thrown our way and run with that. So quick look into the long range here. And I'll pull this up kind of on the fly with you as we go through this. So we're watching into next week for a big warm-up. And I mean huge, by the way. This could be one of these things where temperatures are in the 70s next week. This is going to feel a lot more like spring. Which, again, Sand Mountain Sam, the possum up in Sand Mountain that predicts the weather, he's right most of the time because he almost always predicts an early spring, which if you live in Alabama and you predict an early spring, you're going to be right a lot more than you're going to be wrong. So here's the European operational run. This is the single member, right? I'll show you the choir in a minute, but this is the soloist. 45 on Thursday, so don't underestimate it. Thursday, really Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday morning are all cold. Then the weekend looks good. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, highs in the upper 50s to low 60s. But look out here at next week. How about that? Again, the raw European data is suggesting we could make it up into the 70s, which that would be a sight for sore eyes here. Pretty cool, huh? As far as the ensembles go, same thing, right? So again, this is one of those great examples. We have consistency and agreement in the long-range idea of very warm temperatures between the 10th and the 17th of February. Now, a little soapbox moment here. There are, Uncle Rick's Gatlinburg Weather Emporium Facebook pages that have shared single model runs. That's the soloists, not the choir. Single model runs that showed a giant blizzard in Alabama the week of February 10th. A lot of you shared that with me. A lot of you believed that. Don't. Look at this. There's great. It's going to be 70 degrees. Snow. Are you kidding? Stick with the choir, right? The ensembles are the choir. They're not as bold, they're not as flashy, and you're not going to share them 1,000 times, but they will get you to a right forecast more often than the other thing by a huge margin. Those people share that stuff just to make money. That's the only reason that they do any of this. And look, we all want to make money, understand that, but they are tricking you for money. They show you a single panel run of a single model that shows 24 inches of snow in Montgomery. History alone tells us the odds of that happening are way under 1%. So I love weather. I love all kinds of weather. When I see something wild, crazy, weird, I promise we're going to talk about it a lot. And I will show you all of the data, right, once we get inside a certain realm. But anything past 7 days, if it's a map with a snow accumulation that's past 7 days from now, throw it out the window. Don't share it. Don't look at it. Don't even think about it. Because what's happening is people are sharing this stuff and then we get beat up. Hey, you guys said it was going to snow and it never did. And in reality, we have never had any forecast that said, hey, it's going to snow sometime the week of February the 9th. We said it's too early to tell. And the reason we said that is because it is too early to tell. All right, so I won this thing down. I appreciate you as always for hanging out. We'll scroll through the comments here very quickly on Facebook. If you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to leave a comment as well. I'll come back and answer all of the comments. I usually like to write you an answer for those. If I don't, a lot of times we get bogged down on the video. So as far as Andalusia next week, specific question about that. It looks warm. I think Andalusia will be in the 70s next week. Outside chance you get to 70 today, and then a very good chance you get into the 70s next Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. An overwhelming signal for a big warm-up, a February thaw, if you will. Now, if you're wondering, winter's not over. No, I actually, in the long range, would anticipate a flip back to some colder air out at the end of February. But again, that's all kind of in the science fiction realm. So have a wonderful day. Take care. We'll